Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Upslope Brewing Company's craft lager, and this is coming in at 4.8% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich, and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review, and today I am coming to you from Denver, Colorado. And I figured while I was in Denver, I might as well look for some local beer that we could talk about that I haven't seen in New York. So I actually did a review earlier today. It's going to be sort of a little slipshod of a Coors, which is a Colorado beer. And it was, I have to say, dreadful. I have picked some smaller craft beers, and let's see if we can get a better Colorado beer experience. Now, this is a craft lager, it says on the can, and it's from Upslope Brewing Company in Boulder, Colorado. It's coming in at 4.8% ABV, and the side says that the ingredients are snowmelt, malt, sterling hops, and lager yeast. And its specs say it's handcrafted, aluminum can portable, recyclable, and good. So I'm sort of interested to see how this is going to be. Now, I do not have proper glassware, but I have to say, considering the glassware that I experienced in Ireland, at least this glass is really, really quite clean. So let's crack this open. Let's give it a pour, see how it pours. Now, amusingly enough, coloration on this is not much different than the Coors. I didn't have a glass when I was doing the tasting of the Coors, so I couldn't do the pour. Let's see what the aroma is. And it smells like a nice, sort of light type of lager. There's sort of a good yeast aroma to it. There's a good amount of carbonation. No significant head, but you can see, I think, sort of the carbonation there. It's a good amount of carbonation. And, you know, kudos to this hotel. This is a clean glass, and I'm pretty pleased with that. What else is there? Yeah, there's some yeastiness, some breadiness, definitely a very, very typical lager aroma. Now, and I will say this, you know, I believe Coors is also a lager, and I have to tell you, there was no significant flavor. There was also less coloration, so I'm hoping this is going to be a better example of a Colorado beer. All right, let's see what it tastes like. You know, this drink's very nice. It's very crisp. It's not overwhelming in the flavor level. There's a lot of yeast in there. You're getting that good sort of light, crisp lager flavor. It's a little dry in the mouth. The mouthfeel is nice. There's a crispness to the, how do I explain this? The carbonation is done well. It's a little more than I normally like in a beer, but I am more of a stout person. But the carbonation keeps going, and it does its job well. As you swallow it, you get a nice sort of burst of flavor as you swallow, as the carbonation sort of forces some of the olfactory aspects of it into your sinuses. And it's really, really nice. This drink's easy. It's a nice light drinking beer. I have no idea what the calories are on this. What does it say on this? It says brewed and canned by Upslope Brewing Company, Boulder, Colorado. Upslope.com. We're going to have to take a look in there and see if you can ship from Colorado to New York. Because this is one I think I would try again. Listen, is it the end-all be-all of beers? It is not. Is it a good, well-crafted lager? Absolutely. Would I turn my nose up at this? No, this is really quite nice. And you know, it's very easy drinking, goes down nice and smooth, a really, really just enjoyable, enjoyable craft lager. I think they've named it correctly. It goes down easy. It's a nice drinking beer. So, I mean, would I recommend craft lager by Upslope Brewing Company? If you happen to be in Denver and you see it, it's definitely worth picking up. Now, I bought this in my hotel, and this can was absurdly priced. I want to say this can was like $8, which is ridiculous. But I wasn't just buying it because I wasn't paying that high price because of what the beer is. I was paying it because it was the convenience of buying it in my hotel while I'm here in Denver. Is it a good beer? It is. It's a good, solid craft lager that, you know, you could drink. You don't have to worry about because the ABV is not super high. At 4.8, you could have a few of these. This is a really nice summertime beer. But I've always felt that way about sort of these light-colored sort of lagers. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But the carbonation, like I said, is a little heavier than what I normally drink. So, I mean, here's the question. Would I buy it again? Yes. Yes, I would. Would I spend $10 a can on it? No. I think a reasonable price point on this would be, let's say, $16.99 a six-pack. In fact, that's what I would expect to see it if I could find the distributor. But quite honestly, like, at least what I've seen in Denver, and I've been here about 3 days now, is that, you know, there are no distributors like we have in New York. So it's not like you can go in and just do a whole selection of different beers and try to figure out, you know, best price and all of that. So if I was to see this in you know, in a distributor, would I purchase it again? Yeah. Would I spend $10 for the can? Probably not. Is it a good, solid beer? Absolutely. And it's definitely something that I would, you know, check out if you happen to be in the Denver area. Now, you know, what's sort of funny is I did notice some stuff on this can that I have not seen before. In particular, it says Certified B Corporation. I'm going to be speculative here and say that they must be saying it's a certified beer company, but I really don't know. You know, I am much more of an East Coast person, so when I'm out in the Midwest or West, we've been having a running discussion whether Colorado is Midwest or West. I think it's Midwest. Love to hear comments down below. Educate this East Coaster because I'm just not sure. You know, if you're out here in, and I'll say it again, the Midwest, I would definitely give this a try. If you're in Denver, it's worth a try. Just don't buy it at your hotel. Anyway, I'm going to sit back and finish the rest of this, which is more than I can say for the Coors. I pretty much took 2 sips of Coors, which to me is like the most famous Colorado beer, and then I tossed it because it was very much in the vein of every other macro brew that I've tried, which means that, you know, it was not particularly tasty. You know, in fact, if anything, what it lacked more than anything was flavor. To me, it tasted as generic as, let's say, a Heineken or an Amstel or something like that. I was not impressed by Coors. Now, I do like, by the way, that they have the ingredients here being snow melt, because water in Colorado, particularly mountain water, seems to be a big deal when it comes to their beers. Malt, there's a little bit of that maltiness. I don't know a thing about Sterling hops or lager yeast, but what I do know is that it does fulfill the expectation of a good, crisp, easy drinking beer at a low ABV. And if you happen to be out here, again, it is craft lager by Upslope Brewing Company, which is just you know, a little ways away in Boulder, Colorado. Anyway, I'm gonna sit back, enjoy the rest of this. Cheers.